Hey guys, new battle report up today. It's Circle against Retribution. My opponent for this game is none other than Chris, who has helped me get into the game, and I actually played a best of three against him with a similar list a number of weeks ago. In fact, when I just started, and we played some similar games. But the significance of this is that obviously he's fielding a bit more of a focused sort of list, not sort of designed to teach me how to play the game. Chris is also the guy who won the Call to Arms tournament that I participated in last weekend. So also another bit of background with this game is that we're playing in a mini sort of teams event at City Guard Gaming Club, where there's 3 guys against 3 guys, and the captain of the team picks the first match up, then the captain of the other team can match up the other 2 players, so to speak. Anyway, the scenario that we are playing is Incursion, and I've rolled to begin, so here are our forces deployed. What I'm going to do is go to the next photo. We can see Chris's army. You can see his actual army list in the video description. But although I've played against Rahn before, the last time when he was playing against me, he was using battle mages instead of Mage Hunter Strike Force dudes, with a couple of other changes. I think he had a different jack in there as well, can't quite recall fully. But really glad to get another of Chris's armies in on a battle report, because he's been playing and painting for many years, and has really got his painting down to a T. Although his paint jobs really just sort of are based on the Privateer Press colour schemes, which I think is a nice, safe way to paint. But yeah, when I paint my armies, I tend to go for something a bit more unique. But really good to see what these sorts of models look like in person as they're meant to be painted. So next image just shows you another view of his right-hand side. Here he's got Rahn there, and he's got eEiryss on the right. Always get confused with that model who was the Mage Hunter Strike Force commander, because it looks so much like one of the eEiryss models. Well, to me anyway, not being familiar with the models themselves. I think the only model in his army that isn't really that much painted is his Destor Thane, which is at the back there. So next image, having a look at my setup, just a typical 35-point Kromac list that I'm so used to playing now. I'm very comfortable with this list. I don't really feel like I need to chop and change much stuff, because every time I play a game at 35 points with these guys, I always spot mistakes that I could improve on to get more mileage out of this list. I never really feel like the list, the choices itself lets me down. So next photo, this is the end of my first turn. I have moved the Pureblood up in front of the wall with the stones nearby, so the Pureblood can be teleported and the spray can go out. I've prayed his, whatchamacallit, one of his jacks, the guy on the left. I think that one is the Phoenix with the Manticore on the right-hand side, unless I'm entirely mistaken. Yeah, the Manticore is deployed on the right, as I see there. The Stalker in the forest as well. Made a mistake here, because I moved up, cast Warpath and Invulnerable Resolve on the Satyr, but then I cast Bestial instead of Wild Aggression, thinking that he might have some sneaky way of getting spells to Kromac on his first turn, which is really just a folly, because there's no way you can get that far across the field and do that much damage to Kromac. It's just that last time we played, I had an episode where he managed to kill Kromac turn 2 because I didn't have Bestial up, so I was just trying to get ahead of myself. But the problem here is that when I go into my next turn, I'll upkeep the 2 spells, be down to 5 Fury, and I won't be able to cast both Wild Aggression and Bestial, so that's a bit of a mess up, but at least I can learn from that. Next photo, end of Chris's turn 1. The flag in the center of the table has disappeared, so we'll be having to split our army a little bit, going for the left and right flags. So I was really hoping the right-hand flag would disappear, but it didn't. He's also put down some covering fire there in the middle of the field. That's what that white template is. But just in general, moving everything up, taking a few pot shots but not killing anything with his guns, and just waiting for me to come at him. Next photo, I managed to get a Wild Aggression on the Stalker, and I just forego casting Bestial at this point, although I'd like to get it up later. The Warp Wolf Stalker berserking and charging in at the Mage Hunter Strike Force, killing about 3 or 4 of them, and then using Warpath to close the gap between him and the Fane Knight, Skeryth rather. What was interesting about this move is that obviously I had to kill the guys within berserk range and then Warpath triggers, so I have to buy an attack after that. But when I attacked the Fane Knight, I actually left them on 1 box, which was really annoying, because if I'd dismounted him, he wouldn't have been able to go and charge past and do anything else, but now he's got the opportunity to, given that my opponent has telekinesis. Now, I couldn't charge him directly because he'd been screened by troops, plus he's got Polarity Shield on him at the moment. But, man, I really wanted to unhorse this guy because that would have really limited his moves that he can get off, because putting the Stalker this deep in his lines is going to mean that he's going to be able to kill the Stalker and do something with the Fane Knight's activation, most likely. Next image, just behind him, the Pureblood has been teleported up by the stones, used his spray on some mage hunters, killed them, and Warpath back. I was trying to spray right through to his mage hunter assassin, but I misjudged the range a little bit, so that's mistake number 2 of this game. Gorax running into the forest so he can potentially contest the objective if my opponent chooses to rush over there. Next image, a bit of a sort of a lookout overview of the battlefield. This is right after my first turn, my second turn, sorry. The Wolfriders have run around here because I'm going to need to put some power in on the right-hand side objective, because that's one flank where I'm weak. Plus, he's moved the prey target, Warjack, into the centre of the field, where I'll be a bit iffy about taking him out with the Wolfriders, because I'll leave them too close to the enemy if I do that. But with the Wolfriders moving over here, I've got an opportunity to attack a lot of different targets, so it'll give me a lot of flexibility later. The Satyr moving up right next to the flag. I'm forgetting at this point that he can just use telekinesis to push me away from the flags and score, but you do have to actually get 3 points to win on scenario here, so I should be safe for another turn, and if he does that trick, then I can just counterattack and hopefully smash him. Next image, my opponent thinks for like 10 minutes or whatever about what to do. We didn't do time turns, but Rahn decides to then charge the Wolf Stalker to get a free attack at him, and misses, but at this point he's now able to use telekinesis to start moving things around and really get his way with me. So going to the next image, you can see the Wolf Stalker has been turned around and moved back 2 inches. This will give him an opportunity to attack with the Mage Hunter Assassin and possibly his other Warjack, and frees up the Fane Knight to go and do something else, possibly kill the Gorax. So next image, Mage Hunter Assassin rushes in. She's got 4-inch melee range in her activation, so she lashes out at the Stalker. Doesn't quite get a super high roll, but does a fair bit of damage to him, because I think she's got a rule where damage above armor is doubled, much like Esorsh's feat, so that's one way to lash into the Stalker's back. Next image, he sends his Jack over here. This is the Manticore, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, and has a hack and slash at the Stalker, killing him because he's been allocated several focus to do so. He's also had some buffs put on him, so that's the end of the Stalker, unfortunately. Next image, the Fane Knight charges the Gorax, can't quite get close enough to get the horse attack as well, but he strikes out with a couple of blows here, and he's been buffed up. But the Gorax miraculously survives on 1 box, so yeah, I mean, he didn't need super good rolls to take out the Gorax straight away, but he couldn't really reliably kill the Gorax outright, so it'll give me an opportunity to hang in on the game here with this control point and hopefully unhorse him with the Gorax, so to speak. Love the paint job on this guy, though. Next image, the Satyr, I believe, he actually left the Satyr alone. He didn't telekinesis the Satyr. He's just moved forward with his other guys, shooting at the Satyr, getting rid of Invulnerable Resolve with eEiryss, and just generally hanging around in the middle of the field there. Next photo after that, my turn, and the Wolfriders assault the Manticore. Well, one of them does anyway, and the other 2 try to shoot at the Mage Hunter Assassin, but too far away. So they fire at, one of them fires at the other Mage Hunter Strike Force dude in the ruin there, killing him. Or did they? I think they may have missed him. Can't quite remember. Another thing to notice is that the Pureblood had warped for Spell Ward in the previous turn, which nearly screwed up my opponent's plans there, because he really wanted to use telekinesis and so forth, or some other spells on the Pureblood itself. He feated last turn, not that it really did that much in terms of making use of it. Next image, the Pureblood takes Wild Aggression from Kromac and rushes around here and smashes the Manticore right dead. In the background, you can actually see to the left that the Gorax has activated and unhorsed the Fane Knight, with an F for Freddy. and that's not going to go down too well though, because he'll just attack back and kill the Gorax, and I'm going to have to sort of do something quick, otherwise he's going to start scoring a lot of control points there. But now that the Manticore is dead, I have exchanged the prey target over to Rahn himself, hoping to put some serious pressure on. Next image, the Satyr charges the Phoenix and smashes him into the leader of the commander of the Mage Hunter Strike Force. But the collateral damage fails to kill him by one box, which really annoyed me, because what I was going to do is warpath over to the other model in the background, the the Destor Thane, and start wailing away on that instead, and leaving the other guys knocked down. That was what I was going to do, but I had to just follow up with the Gnarlhorn anyway, and use the rest of my fury just smashing him. Not doing enough damage to take out any of his aspects or any of his abilities though, which was annoying. Next image, Rahn at this point camps 5 focus, and the Mage Hunter Assassin moves around to try and slash out at the Pureblood, but doesn't do enough damage to take out any of his aspects. So what happens next is Rahn actually runs away. If you go to the next photo, Rahn runs away behind a ruin, which you can see him right in the background of this photo. In the meantime, eEiryss and the Fane Knight, the Destor Thane, rather, has gone base to base with this objective, so that at the end of this turn he'll score 2 control points, and I will essentially have to clear up both control points in my turn or kill Rahn to actually get the win. So next photo, here's my situation. Kromac runs up and kills one of the Mage Hunter Strike Force, triggering Warpath for the Pureblood, which moves up around the ruin, the crater put in play by the destroyed Warjack. This will hopefully allow me to move up and spray Rahn with a boosted damage, but Rahn's actually camped 5 focus, so he's on like armor 21 or whatever it is. Next photo, just the last-ditch effort, the Wolfriders rushing over, and all 3 of them throwing javelins at Rahn, who is the prey target. Needing really big dice rolls to severely hurt him. Dice rolls were slightly above average, but I needed some extreme luck to kill him, and of course that meant that I didn't really have the opportunity to spray him with the Pureblood, because even if I'd gone in and rolled triple sixes, it would have been dice minus something like 6 or whatever like that, and he's got too many damage boxes left. So that was it. Chris managed to win, and that was on objectives, on control points rather. But it was a really good game. I made 2 or 3 big mistakes, and I think I can easily fix those ones up next time. Just in hindsight, instead of going after Rahn, what I potentially could have done is triggered Warpath in that turn, and then use that Warpath, turn the Pureblood around to charge back at the unmounted Fane Knight and kill him. That would have saved me from losing a control point there, and then simply move the Wolfriders all the way around to where eEiryss and the other Warjack were, and just hang out and get into combat and hope that he didn't kill them all in that activation, in his next activation, in which case I would have bought myself more time to win. But even had I done that, I think he would have got the better of me there, because he still had Rahn going strong in the background to cast spells. He can telekinesis me around all he likes, and since he had a fully operational Warjack, I think I probably would have got smashed. But anyway, great game. I'm hoping for a 50-pointer coming up with Mosar on Monday, so if I do take some pictures of that, you guys will be the first to know about it.